Okay, so today I'm going to do a Yale digital electronic lock install for the front door. But first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this old stuff. So when you're installing an electronic lock, it's important that you have a passage on the passage handle on the bottom side. If this was one that locked, it wouldn't matter if you had the digital lock installed, because then you still have to have a key to open this one. So how these work with the electronic locks is this is your main lock up top, and then this is just a passage handle on the bottom side. This may seem like redundant or stupid, but when you're putting on the handle, you want the side that doesn't have the screw holes on the outside of the door, and then the part with the screw holes on the inside. If you put this on the outside, then someone can just, remove the screws and get in. I know that sounds stupid, but some people make that mistake. Okay, well, the homeowner purchased a used lock, and of course it didn't come with any directions, so I basically had to figure it out. So it took me a bit longer to do. I ran into a couple of problems, but just putting it all back together. Getting the handle on here. All right, so passage is on. I'm gonna work on the deadbolt. All right, so we've got the Yale lock, and we've got a smart receiver. This just allows the Bluetooth connection to go out. It's like a receiver for it. So that just goes right in there. It's just super easy. Just line the pins up and push it in. All right, first thing we're gonna do is install the deadbolt. And you can see there's an up and a down here. It's really hard to read, but there's an up sign. So you want this thing on the down side. So we're just gonna slide that in, down phase, and then screw that in. They give you 3 different types of bolts, and these are based upon the thickness of your door. So choose the one that's correct for your door. All right, so we're gonna slide in the Yale set, and there's this piece here that moves back and forth. If you look at where your deadbolt is, that little piece in the center, you want that to be the same and match that. So it's gonna be flat like that. So when the bolt turns, it can actually turn the lock. Okay, so we're gonna go flat. This piece just goes underneath the deadbolt, and then this piece slides into, again, keep it flat. Okay. And then once you get that in, you take this metal piece here and slide it over the wires, and then that goes in there. And again, just kind of hand tighten them into place. And then make sure this is straight. You want your lock out front to be straight, and you want this to be straight. So hold it from the front and then hold it from the back. Your hand is acting as a little clamp. And then just tighten these 2 bolts down. And if it's all right, so one of the things I like to do once I've got it to this state is to make sure that my deadbolt throws. And you can see that it does throw, so that's good. Now I'm just gonna connect my front face to the wire that's in the door, and that just slides in. And make sure that's firmly in the connection, or else it will not work. All right, kind of clicks on there, and then we'll put some bolts on to make sure it stays. Okay, so once you get it to here, there are 2 bolts that are already in the thing there that are just going to screw on. Okay, so that's screwed on, and the next thing to do would be install our batteries. And 4 AA batteries here. Cap on the top. Done. Okay, we've got a door sensor to install, and they want it lined up right across from the Yale symbol here. So we're just going to install this as close as we can to it. There's a little magnet here, and so when the door opens or closes, it alerts that the door is open or closed, which is kind of cool. All right, so once you've got that installed, just 2 screws there. There's the magnets right in the middle there. You just put a little cap over the top, and then you're done. All right, so one of the most important thing for these locks is that when you throw this, you can be almost done with just one finger. If you have to fight to throw this, then your strike plate for that deadbolt is not aligned properly, and you will have to adjust the strike plate. But right now this is throwing, I can throw that with one finger, so that means it's really good. The motor will not have a problem throwing that lock. But if it is, again, off, the motor will just like fight, it'll just try to fight, and then the motor will just eventually just break. Just will not work, it won't latch.